What's going on, everybody? My name is Tuck. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to episode episode 6 of the Torching Time podcast. Does that sound right to you guys? 6?
Something like that.
It's a really big number, but hope you guys have been doing well. Hope you guys have been keeping up with your COD. Hope you guys have been staying warm or cool, because the weather here in Maryland has been, ever since the last podcast where we talked about how we hate snow, it's been 80 degrees in Maryland, so I don't know what to do. Boys?
It's been like 70 in Missouri.
It's been about like 50, and here 50, beautiful weather. We love it.
50 is dope, but 50 is also the weird weather for me because it's the perfect temperature to where my heat kicks on, but my air conditioner will not work. So I am losing my mind. However, other than that, how have our last few weeks since we've talked to the fine people of the internet been? Let's start off with Zoe. How is the Comrade Kitten squad been?
Just gotta say, one of the best communities out there. Shout out to the Comrade Kittens. You guys know who you are if you're a part of it. If you're not, you're more than welcome to join it. Everyone's welcome to, fill out just an application and you'll be a part of the team. So I absolutely love this community. I think everybody who wants to get into streaming, who's just starting, should definitely be a part of it, because it's amazing.
You can do it too, meow up.
Exactly.
Meow.
Alright, Tej, you've retired from COD to be a fucking GTRP streamer. How's that been treating you?
Dude, it's been great. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, not worrying about my rank in league play, not fucking just getting on and chilling out and just having fun. Like, I'm literally having fun. Like, I'm not stressing out. Like, it's fucking phenomenal.
You're telling me? Well, no, you don't have to worry about that because the game likes you. I got D-ranked again, so fuck me, I guess.
Oh, and I also got a new puppy, so that was pretty lit.
Oh, yeah, true. Tell us about the pup.
I got a Pomsky. So it's half Pomeranian, half Husky.
Mm-hmm.
She has red fur, so she's one of the rarer kinds.
Oh,
A shiny.
Yeah, basically.
Can I see a picture of it?
Yeah, I can send you one as soon as. And Tuck, if you want, you can pull it up. I'll put it in the.
Yeah,
chat.
I'll post it on the YouTubes for the fine people that actually see us. For those of you that don't see us, the audio only listeners, Torching Time on YouTube. If you ever want to see what any of us look like, see our expressions when things happen, or if you just want to catch up on some highlights from the topic that you really enjoyed, I upload them periodically throughout the 2 weeks between episodes. Why the Tuck on YouTube. My actual name, Tucker Burley, on Anchor.fm, if you want to watch or listen audio only in your car, at work, etc., etc. Every audio platform except Apple Podcast and SoundCloud. And there is the pupper.
May I just say, before we start getting serious, right? Nesquik in a shaker cup is the power move. It is amazing.
Chalky milk makes the pain go away.
Exactly. And then it's in a shaker cup, so you don't have to worry about stirring it. You just shake it and it's perfect. I love it. I'm glad I thought of that idea.
Sounds like a top tier idea. GFuel, hop on it. Energized chocolate milk, make it happen. Stop making that stupid coffee that you guys make. Please stop.
GFuel,
please stop making the coffee. It's not good. Please just move on to chocolate milk formula.
That would be amazing. That would be a dream come true.
I just realized how blue her eyes look in that picture. Side note.
She, Zoe, fact check me if you know. She looks like Max Scherzer's dog that has different colored eyes like him. If you pay attention to Max Scherzer like I do.
I do. I didn't get the picture, so.
Oh, it's in maintenance.
Oh,
in
it
the
is?
Discord.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah, her name's Kyra. She's a little pain in the ass.
But while Zoe awes over the pupper, we're gonna make this real quick topic list for today. We're gonna breeze through the Super Week. How super was it? We're gonna breeze through the major, our thoughts on it, because as the day of recording, there's already been 2 matches played: the London-Toronto match, and then the Florida. Who did Florida play? Seattle. The Florida-Seattle match.
Literally
So we already know the outcomes of those 2 matches. We'll talk about those in a second. And after that, my God, I can't believe Twitter's free. There was so much shit that went down on Monday that we have to talk about, but
it is one of those days where Twitter should have not been free. Like you had to pay to see it.
We should have been fined like JKap to use Twitter that day. Did you guys see the longer JKap put out about Hastro?
I didn't know what you did.
I'll find it and read through it on podcast so you guys can know exactly what was going on. But Super Week. How super was it? 1 to 10. Super salad to Superman. Go right now. So, how super?
Beyond super.
Beyond super?
I mean, it was alright. I missed a lot of the games. So
I think everyone did. I think that's a bad scheduling thing on the CDL's part.
Scheduling was kind of ass because I worked during the first game, and then my wife bitches at me if I get on before.
Which, understandably so. I'd rather spend time with you than have you watch Paris play Florida too.
Right. I mean, I would check up on it on my phone and whatnot, but I don't know, it was just weird times. I would only fully get to watch like the last game of the day.
I thought the times were perfect for me.
They're perfect-ish for us. The people that suffer the most are the UK fans. Because and TFK Chloe, she lives in...
UK fans exist?
Chloe, don't disrespect Chloe like that.
I'm not disrespecting Chloe, I'm just saying UK fans exist.
Chloe would fry all of us and then serve us up on a platter. But,
okay.
She's very good. But
Chloe, you're the only UK fan we accept.
Yeah, get fucked, Dixon, because I know you're listening, idiot. But, nah, Dixon's fine. Dixon comes into my chat and asks why I'm in the rank I'm in, and I'm like, Dixon, stop bullying me. I suck, Dixon, that's why. But my biggest issue with the Super Week is that I fucking hate the 2-match-a-day thing. I would rather them just schedule an entire day of matches and then play over the weekend. I know the players would rather have that too. The reason that doesn't happen is because from a broadcast perspective, that's a nightmare to schedule that many matches and have talent lined up for that many matches. I think that's how it should have been done. It kind of brought back vibes of the BO4 LAN League season, which was cool, but at the same time, BO4 was just the superior time for Call of Duty esports, because, you know, LAN, but...
I like the layout they're doing this season rather than last season. I feel like this season, it's a lot more, that's what I'm looking for, structured. And it actually feels like a major tournament, because the home series, people call those tournaments when that's the only way you were getting points. Now with the whole league play matches stuff and how you play in the league play kind of sets you up for how you are in the bracket for the major tournaments, brings back a lot of CWL vibes, so I like it.
I do too. I just wish the stages were longer, because a lot of fuckery can happen in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
sometimes. Go ahead. Sorry.
I like the system, but I also kind of liked how they had the home series, because the home series were just mini tournaments. But I do like the fact of having a major.
Well, I like major tournaments more. The only major tournament we had was the championship, and that was about it. And also the whole bracket layout for the home series, how you could go 2-0 on day one and then get first rounded. Like if you lose that series, that's it. It's over. There's no bracket reset. There's no losers bracket. I hated that.
Yeah, but I also don't like only watching like 2 games a day or 3 games a day.
I miss pool play. I think it's what TJ is getting at. I do miss pool play. I guess technically the 3 weeks leading up to the event is pool play, but
practically
I don't like the fact that what happened today, where people lose their first match, they're done, dude. They're done. They're off the scene, bro. Like I like an actual double elim style bracket. Right. But I understand in order to have a double elim style bracket, there have to be people that start in the loser side of it, which just sucks, but I don't know. I
mean, you could still have all 12 teams in the winner's bracket, have like a couple teams have like a bye, and then those teams that lose go into the loser's bracket, and it's structured through there. Instead of just, you play one match, you lose, that's it, you're done. See you later.
Yeah, I know. I took a bracket making class because my major in college, whenever I did that like a fucking idiot, but my major in college was physical education and like coaching, stuff like that. So I took a bunch of bracket making classes. I understand how they could do it. I understand why they're not going to do it, because the more time they have to spend on air, that means more money they have to spend. And we all know Activision, that poor little fucking indie company, they just don't have the capital.
Yeah, fucking indie company.
I don't understand this either, because, like, let's not sit here and pretend we're fucking stupid. We all know the matches are pre-recorded, right? They could just have, they could have all the teams play the matches, then just make fucking episodes.
Yeah, and then they don't even have the fucking voices synced up.
Dude, that's my biggest pet peeve, is like, I know this shit is pre-recorded, just go back through and edit the fucking audio.
Right.
Oh my god, you guys are talking about the listen-ins, right?
The listen-ins and the casters.
Yeah,
I hate the casters in S&D whenever it's a 1v1 in search and fucking Miles is just screaming the name of the player that won the 1v1 2 seconds before it happens.
And I'm just like, whoa, what? Come on, bro.
You can tell it's pre-recorded because in the games today, Miles went to say, or I think it was Miles, he went to say fuck and they bleeped it out.
Yeah, because Skies, so you may have missed it, in the map 4 of the Seattle-Florida match, Skies started off map 4 Hardpoint Raid 12-0, and he got like a 4-piece on P1 ring, and like he was snapping on anybody. He killed the 4th guy, and Miles was like, Skies, what the fuck is going on? And they just bleeped it out, and I was like, that's how we know it's pre-recorded. Like, granted, there's a delay on broadcast stuff, so they could have just added the bleep in, but like, we know it's pre-recorded regardless. They added it in post.
Yeah, they're not fast enough to add that in.
No, there's like, if you go to the one in Florida.
I just want LAN.
Like, just go to the one in Florida that they're hosting like in a week.
The past couple of days, I've been watching old broadcasts of, the Dashy 5-piece and then the TJ piece and like right after the Optic and E6 match.
Yeah,
and then a couple maps later, Karma with like a 4-piece grab, which should have been a 5-piece, but Scump stole the kill. Like hearing the crowd roar like that in a LAN event really made me miss it.
See, what makes me curious is I don't know how LANs are going to be with the new pool play system stuff.
What do you mean?
It's one weekend, and then the next weekend, and then the next weekend. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's going to be weird. You're going to go there, watch, I don't know, 4 matches a day. Like, personally, I wouldn't want to buy a ticket for that.
Well, if they're going to keep the format they have, they're not going to probably play on Fridays. They're probably going to scram every match into Saturday and Sunday, and then have the venue cleared out by like 7 p.m. Sunday night. That's going to be leading up to the actual major, and then the actual major, they need to restructure the entire actual major and make it longer, because the major should feel like a major. That's my biggest issue with what I was saying earlier. I don't feel like a team should go to a major and just get first round bounce and then they just sit and watch the rest of the event. There has to be something else going on there.
You're right. I mean, I feel like if we're on LAN, they might end up just having a straight up bracket. Instead of having people start in losers.
I feel like 4 more teams in the league would be a lot better.
Let's speculate on that. What teams do we add? There's going to be a San Diego team. Maybe Kansas City.
I've heard stuff about Kansas City, which I'm so excited for.
A Washington, D.C. team and a Vegas team. Thoughts?
I would be okay with that. If there's a KC team, it would. Oh my god, I would lose my shit.
It'll never happen, but I'd love to see a Detroit team.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Hell, I would even take a St. Louis team.
Fuck St. Louis, dog. St. Louis is one of the worst cities in America.
Yeah, but anywhere in Missouri, I would happily have a team.
It would have to be KC. KC is the only town that would actually support a team like that.
I would be okay with it. I would be.
I don't want another team in Cali. Like, no. Enough. 2 teams is enough. It's going to be a 16-team thing. Enough. That's it. 2 teams is fine.
It's going to happen, though, dude. Especially if the Doc is involved. He's going to have a San Diego team. It's going to happen. The only other cities
would be nice.
A Vegas team would be amazing. Vegas has an esports arena, right? Am I making that up?
Yeah. No, they do. I've been to it.
There's the Vegas one. There's the one that's right beside Optic headquarters. There's the one in... There's another one. Where's the other big one? Is it New York?
I don't think so.
I don't care enough to fact check that, but there's one in Vegas and there's one in Texas. But let's see, what were the standings? let's go to shout out Breaking Point. Let's go to the standings real quick and talk about what happened here.
No free shoutouts.
So, I mean, they're fine. I'm gonna give them a shout out for helping me with this. So just breeze through stage 1 regular season. We'll call it regular season. Atlanta FaZe #1. They went 5-0. That's 100% map win percentage, in case you guys are wondering. Series win. Optic Chicago is 2nd. Dallas is 3rd. LA Thieves is 4. Now, if you look at our power rankings in that order, exact order, it's Atlanta, Optic, Dallas, and LA Thieves. So go fucking us. And then after number 4, the shit hits the fan. There were so many teams that beat teams they shouldn't have, and so many teams that lost to teams they probably shouldn't have. But
did we put Minnesota at number 5?
No, Toronto was our number 5 team.
And then Minnesota was 6, I believe.
Toronto was 5. They fell to number 9 on this. These are power rankings compared to actual standings. I'm not saying these are comparable. These are just the only metrics we have. So Toronto went from 5 to 9. Number 6 was LAG for us. LAG finished 8th. Number 7 was Florida. Florida was actually 10. Number 8 was Minnesota. Minnesota moved up to 6. Number 9 was New York. New York went to number 5, surprisingly, because Clayster apparently found the fountain of youth.
They popped off.
10 was Seattle. Seattle actually fell, sadly. Let's see. We have Paris at number 11 here. Paris bumped up to 7. I don't feel like that's a sustainable thing. They have a negative win-loss ratio. And then London, we actually got London right too. 12 for 12. The only thing I say about Paris not being able to sustain that is they have a below 500 win percentage. So even though they moved up in our power rankings, they're still a subpar team by the metrics. So that is that, and then that brings us to the bracket, where is the bracket? Did I post that picture, or do I have to post that one yet?
You have to post it.
Okay, give me 1 second, it's on my phone.
I do want to say, I was high on Paris from the get-go. I mean, being number 7 is a lot better than being fucking 11th.
Yeah, it's still a losing team.
I mean, it's losing, but it's better than what everybody anticipated them to do.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't expect them to fucking do anything, so...
Exactly. So
Alright, there's the bracket and maintenance. Alright, so like I said, we're recording this the day of the first round of losers matches, so we already know that Florida advanced, and we already know that the Toronto Ultra advanced.
Yeah.
So, starting, is it tomorrow? It's tomorrow, right? Starting tomorrow, we have the round 1 of winners, which is Optic versus NYSL, and then LA versus LA.
Do we have round 2 losers too tomorrow?
Yeah,
I would imagine.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Legion plays Florida, and then Minnesota plays Toronto.
Okay.
So the matchups, we'll start from the bottom of the bracket and work our way down. Who is going to play Dallas? I don't think we need to deliberate very long on this because the trademark unbiased opinions are going to lead to Optic.
I think if it goes game 5, subliners have a better chance. But I don't think it'll go to
that
game
is
5.
A big if, and I agree with that to an extent because the only way I see New York winning this is if they take both S&Ds. Yeah. But Optic
3-1.
That's what I was going to go with, Optic 3-1.
Because in terms of AR matchups, who did... Let me go back to Breaking Point. Who was in the subliners division? Who is the matchup for ARs? So, Crim6, Clayster, Clayster versus Crim, Clayster versus Slasher, Octane's having an off year, Shawnee, that's a fucking meme,
and Skies.
And then, no, Skies is in the other division, the last one's Lamar. So, on paper, in my opinion, Clayster is better than every player I just mentioned, except for Slasher. I don't think Clayster is going to have that fun matching up against Formal and or Dashy, depending on who he runs into the most.
I mean, I'm not saying Clay's bad. I'm not saying
Clay's bad either. Statistically, Clayster's the second best player.
Clayster has the highest KD in the league right now.
Second highest, Tuca's number 1.
I think it'll be a really good match.
Well, he's got an insane KD and
I know. I'm just
control as well.
The only reason I know that is because Breaking Point has every statistic.
But I think when you have the AR duo of Formal and Dashy, who are
actually finish your thought, then let me get this out.
who are respectedly like the top 2 ARs. I mean, Formal's been a top AR since AW, and then Dashy's a young gunner. He's the most cracked AR I've seen. So I think it's gonna be tough for Clay and whoever runs AR on their team. I think it's
Diamond Con.
is it Diamond?
I'm pretty sure it's
Diamond is their other AR.
Okay, yeah. So it's gonna be tough for Diamond and Clay to keep up. So I'd say Mac and Hydra have to do most of the work there. They need their sub players to play up.
Still
It's
Asim.
Oh, it's Asim. I'm sorry, my bad. Asim.
But Asim's been popping the fuck off.
Asim's been doing really good.
He has.
Laying out.
Here is my one caveat to this. If if NYSL wants to steal a respawn, they have to get Optic on Garrison.
Yeah.
Garrison is the one map I don't think I've ever seen Optic win a respawn on. Except for Control, because they're undefeated in Control. I don't know if they've played a Garrison Control, but I don't know what it is. Scump and Envoy are nasty, but they struggle on the sub maps, and I think it's because the ARs on Garrison just get flooded. And it's going to come down to that stuff. If they want to steal a respawn, they have to play Optic on a Garrison.
And I don't think Optic's going to let that happen.
I don't either, but it's going to come down to map picks. I also don't think they should play Miami. I don't think Miami's a bad S&D map, especially in pro play. But especially with no snipers and no smokes, I think it plays a lot better than the fucking shit we have to deal with. But I just think they should avoid Miami as well. But that is my 2 cents on that. So we all pick Optic 3-1 over NYSL to play Dallas.
Yeah.
And then moving on to the LA versus LA matchup, the Thieves are a case study. Because if you look at who the Thieves have beat, they have decimated the bad teams, but they have been decimated by the good teams. They have not won a map against another top 4 team. And that is actually a fact. They have not won a map against Optic.
They got 3-0'd by Optic and then 3-0'd by Dallas.
Excuse me, not FaZe. But they have decimated every other team. I think they lost 1 map to every other team they played, but they have not won a map against top 4 teams. So they're in that weird place where they're kind of playing to their skill level, but they're not playing to their competition. Or up to their competition, rather, because they are just getting straight outclassed by the top 4 teams.
Yeah, I would probably say Thieves 3-1 on this one.
I'm thinking 3-2.
Yeah, I'll go map 5.
See, I think the only map Gorillas are going to take is the S&D. But I can see Thieves winning all the respawns.
Depending on map picks, I could see Apathy dropping 40 in a hard point.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'd say
that's the biggest issue with these predictions. I don't know the maps.
Thieves come out hot. They take map 1, and then Gorillas will take map 2, and then map 3, and then LA will, wake up. The Thieves will wake up again, and then they'll win the map 4, and then they'll win the S&D game 5, 6-3.
I mean, I'm cool with it.
If
that happens, I mean, you know where to find me.
It's on record at no, that's your Twitch. Zoe Season, all one word on Twitter, excuse me.
Okay, so that brings us to
the losers bracket, which I don't really want to delegate too much on this. Florida already advanced, Toronto already advanced. If Skies does what he did today, I don't think it's a competition that Florida advances.
Florida, Minnesota.
That's what I was gonna pick too. Toronto. I don't know. I had a lot of confidence in Toronto. They played really well against good teams, and then they showed up here and stopped doing that.
Played well against a good team. They almost got 10-point clubbed by Optic on a hard point.
I mean, since the last podcast.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
the last time we recorded a podcast, Toronto was doing well, is what I'm saying.
I'm glad we have 3 people so that I can get outvoted, but I want to say Paris would beat Mutineers. I just want that to
go. Just stop. I'm going to stop you right there. It's not happening.
If it happens, at TJ's Rice on Twitter.
It's not going to happen, though. So,
all right, so Let's move on to the rest of the winners bracket. Dallas over Optic. Again, biased, unbiased, opinion trademark. Optic advances, and I'll say
Optic 3-0.
Optic 5-0. All 5 maps.
I'm going to say Optic 3-0. And then Hex is going to go on Twitter and say, oh man, where's all the Dallas fans at? And then Courage is going to reply under Hex like, even if they were winning, the fans aren't there either.
So we don't have to talk about that much. We're going to say Optic is going to advance, whether I was going to say 3-1.
That's what I was thinking.
If it goes to Game
3-0.
5, Dallas wins. Zoe says 3-0.
3-0.
And then LA Thieves versus FaZe. It's going to come down to the shit I said last time. I've literally seen nothing that says the Thieves can beat a top 4 team. So FaZe 3-1.
I would even go FaZe 3-0 on that.
I love LA Thieves. I love 100 Thieves, but as of right now, Atlanta FaZe is playing their best COD, and I don't think that's, Thieves can keep up with them. So,
Right.
Yeah, Celium is going to snake Slasher one time, and Slasher's just going to leave the lobby.
Probably.
and then Celium's going to Discord call him, get on the face cam, and you could do it too, phase up.
And then just being a complete ignorant COD fan, just let's skip to the elimination final, and I'm just going to say Dallas is going to come out of loser's side. Oh, wait, no, let's see. The way we have this matching up, it's going to be FaZe Dallas in the losers final. Okay. Assuming everything goes the way it goes, because Optic and FaZe are going to play each other winners final, and we're going to pick Optic.
Listen to this real quick. Listen to this.
Okay.
If the bracket matches up correctly, now I'm not 100% sure if that's how the bracket's going to work, but this is how the bracket could work. Okay. LA Thieves plays Dallas round 5. I'm thinking LA Thieves is going to play Dallas round 5 of the losers bracket.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
So
that's going to be such a match. Oh my God.
You're saying Coach Cap is going to pull one out for the boys, the Oak boys?
That'd be nice.
Yes.
We'll leave that as an option number 2, but the way I'm imagining this is going to go, it's going to be... what did I just say? Oh yeah, FaZe Dallas in the elimination final.
Yeah, I think top 3 is going to be top 3.
Yeah, the top 3 is going to be Atlanta, Optic, Dallas, in my opinion. Yeah. So
I think Optic's going to win this whole thing.
I mean, yeah, unbiased trademark. That's what I was going to say, but
I was going to go with FaZe, but with the way Optic's been playing right now, is
the only counter argument I have to that is FaZe beat Optic, but that was very unlikely to happen against circumstances. There's not going to be many matches where Optic wins 1 round of S&D. There's not going to be many matches where Optic gets 3-pieced on rotation in the final 10 seconds of a match. It took a lot for FaZe to win the way they won. They should have won 3-1 against that, but like I said, the 3-piece bullshit. And
it was a very close match.
It was.
That's what you expect out of 2 top teams, Whether Optic would have won it, whether FaZe would have won it, that's what you expect out of that match. Like, I wasn't mad that Optic lost.
I was more mind-blown that they got 3-pieced on rotation.
I mean, they're going to go back to the drawing board. This is what Optic does best. They reform when it's bracket time. They play. They come to the tourneys to play. That's what we've known Optic for. Yeah, not Ogla, not fake Optic, but the real Optic. This is the Optic
thing,
that comes.
The thing I'm saying though is that it's very unlikely for what happened to happen ever again. Like Scump, that's the first time Scump's played an S&D without getting a kill since fucking like Ghosts.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen again. The matches are gonna be
so. We're predicting a Optic FaZe Grand Finals. Yes. Optic is taking that. I'll give FaZe the first S&D.
Now is the
Grand Finals best of 9 too?
Huh?
Is it a best of 9?
Pretty sure Grand Finals is best of 9.
Oh, is it?
I think.
Oh my God.
Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is.
If that's the case, then Optic is going to go into that with a 1-round win. No,
I'm not too sure.
I don't know how the brackets work. Maybe I should do research. But either way,
I see Optic taking it probably like 5-2, 5-3.
I'll give FaZe whatever S&Ds there are. But I think Optic pulls it out in the end as our final wiener of The Call of Duty League Major Tournament, number 1. Watch on YouTube
Unbiased.
Gaming. Brought to us by Unbiased. Trademark.
Unbiased pick.
Yeah, totally unbiased.
This is normally the part of the podcast where we do an ad break, or an ad read, but I don't have any. So, instead of doing an ad read, what are we gonna do? Let's talk about why Twitter shouldn't be free. Where do we start? Do we start with Cap versus Hastro, Courage versus Hastro, or Thorin versus the world? Where do we start?
Let's start with the tweet that started it all, right?
We have to start with that.
You can read the tweet that started it all while I go find JKap's tweet longer.
Let me read the tweet because a lot of people didn't even know what was happening. So,
I literally woke up on Monday morning. Like, I fucking wake up in the morning. I woke up at like 2 p.m. on Monday. And I looked on Twitter and I saw people saying there's been a murder on the timeline. And then I tried my hardest to find it. And when I saw it, I was like, oh my god. So where is JKap's tweet longer?
Here we go. This is the tweet. This is the tweet that started it all. March 1st. When did Hastro tweet this? 10:30 a.m. in the morning. That's the first day you wake up and you're like, let me tweet this. That was a big time match versus LA Thieves last night for number 1 seed in the Call of Duty League Major. Got the 3-0, and the Thieves are suddenly quiet again. And then he tweeted under that tweet saying, I mean, not even a mention of the match before or after on some of those timelines. That's how you know you've asserted dominance. And then Jake, who we love Jake, right? Jake Lucky, who said, shit. And then, here we go again meme. So this is where everything started, was back at this tweet right here.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to also throw out there this wasn't fair because Hex literally didn't have access to internet when this was happening. So,
oh man,
this was not a fair fight. I would like to throw that out there. Hastro was mismatched and it still wasn't a fair fight. Hex was in the middle of a fucking ocean deep sea fishing when this was happening.
You think Hex would have helped Hastro or?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Everything Hastro was saying goes against Optic's philosophy, because he was taking shots at LA Thieves for doing content. Excuse me, he was taking shots at Jack for doing content, saying there's more ways for organizations to make money than making YouTube videos. Which is what we said last podcast. I called them out, specifically Dallas. Why are we not making videos when one of your owners is Post Malone? But continue.
Hey, he had a Pokemon concert.
Huh?
He had a Pokemon concert.
You guys are talking at the exact same time. What?
TJ, go first.
I'm surprised nobody said that.
Because no one knows he's a fucking owner.
Yeah, fair.
Like, literally, they don't talk about him. He doesn't talk about them.
Posty did have a Pokemon concert.
But it wasn't affiliated with Envy.
I know it wasn't. Still.
No,
it was a pretty cool concert.
All right, do you have anything else to say on the initial tweet? Because I have the tea that Kaplan spilled in a tweet longer.
Oh,
spill the tea.
Send it away.
So the title of this tweet longer from Jordan Kaplan at JKap415, former world champion for Team Envious under Hastro. The title of this,
world champion.
Is it 2-time?
He's a 2-time world champion.
He is,
AW,
but not under
Envy.
Envy. He won a championship for Envy, just one, but he is a 2-time in general. The title of this is Story Time. So, so here's the story about how Stro and I finally parted ways after I was on this team for 2.5 years consecutively at the time, and when I alleged earlier that he tried to fuck me over. For those who don't know or may forget, the BO3 season was 2016 and IW was 2017. Remember that because I'll be bouncing back and forth between referencing both throughout the post. This is going to be long, so sorry for that in advance. Let's start off with some important facts to know. The roster of myself, Slasher, Apathy, and John was the Envy team from mid-2016 through the end of 2017. During this time, myself and Slasher were signed throughout the 2016 season, but App and John never actually signed a contract with Team Envious. In our 2016 contracts, me and Slasher had a clause where we had to stream 20 hours a month and could be fined $50 for every hour we didn't that hit the requirement. Please remember that detail in parentheses. We won 2016 COD champs and renegotiated and agreed to new terms for 2017. Those are new contracts. We actually let Stro keep half of our 2016 COD champs payout. So half of 2016 COD champs was 400,000.
800. Well, half of it would be
half of it was 400,000 before taxes. So we actually let Stro keep half our COD champs money for a few extra months. In reality, we didn't care the second half. Excuse me. We didn't get the second half of the payout until like April 2017 after winning champs in September of 2016. That was all in exchange for a higher salary in 2017 for Infinite Warfare season. This is because he wanted the cash on the books to look better for investors at the time. Now, although we agreed to new terms, Stro never actually sent us the contracts for 2017. I asked multiple times through the first few months for him to send the contracts so we could sign, but he never did. However, we were getting paid the correct amount and on time every month, so I just let it go. I didn't care. Let it be clear, we were never under contract during the 2017 season. None of us. So we're going to stop there. What are your initial thoughts on what I've read so far?
Ironic.
Apathy and John were never under contract with Team Envious.
Then how the fuck did they stay on that team?
Because they were winning, probably.
Did they just assume, everybody just assumed that they were under contract?
I mean, probably.
Because, I mean, back then, that's whenever a bunch of sketchy shit was happening anyways. So, like, people would just pick up random people all the time.
Not with the top tier orgs, like your Rise Nations, your Luminosities, your Optics, your Envies, whoever, FaZe, everybody was generally just assumed to be under some sort of contract at that point. Even Complexity with their fucking tossed together roster of Parasite Mercs and whoever else the fuck they could pick up to play with Parasite.
Okay, fair.
For BO3 Team Envy, I fully assumed they would have had all their players under contract. Mm-hmm. Alright, now back into the twit longer. Now let's fast forward to 2017 champs. Going into it, there were a lot of rumors that Slasher wanted to drop the three of us, the three of them being Cap, Apathy, and John, for a new roster for 2018 World War II. We heard the rumors, it was whatever. Nothing we could really do about it. We just practiced because there was still a ton of money on the line here, obviously. We go to the event, lose 2 best-of-5s to Optic in finals. I shit the bed, whatever. Most of you, I'm sure, know that part of the story. Then 3 days after the event, yes, literally 3 days, myself, John, and Apathy get a contract offer from Envy in our email. Why would an org want to sign 3 players 3 days after the season ends, especially when the rumors are flying heavily about those 3 players getting replaced anyway? Because he wants to sell us for a buyout, of course. Something he easily could have done had he just sent the contracts at the start of the season, but he didn't, and we sure as hell weren't going to sign now and be held hostage. And when I asked Stro why he sent us the contracts now, he said, I just think it's time we get it done. And then LOL in all caps. There's a lot more to this. What are your thoughts after hearing that part of it?
He was trying to catch a quick buck.
I just want to see where this goes. Oh, I just want to see where this goes.
Stro's a businessman. What can I say, bro?
Yeah, he was trying to catch a quick buck.
He's a businessman, yeah.
Going on. Since Apathy and John were never under contract with Envy, Stro knows he has no argument with them, and they both become free agents. So Apathy and John are off the scene, no strings attached. However, since I had signed in 2016, he insisted that my contract had auto-renewed. Remember that term, auto-renewed, because that's how contracts work.
It's like a subscription, you know?
Yeah. How auto-renewed it for the 2017 season. Now, if you know the first thing about contracts, which a businessman, air quotes, businessman like Stro should, then you know that there's no implications on a contract like this. The contract either says something or it doesn't. And nothing in my 2016 contract said anything about a potential auto-renewal for the 2017 season. I had a lawyer look it over, and he agreed and told me he couldn't believe it was a real argument. After going back and forth for a week or so of Stro insisting that he truly believes that my contract auto-renewed for 2017, I call Stro and tell him straight up I'm leaving the team, and if he wants to take me to court, I'll see him there. After that, Stro tries to After that, Stro tries straight up guilt tripping me, one of his favorite negotiation techniques, I might add, and say things like, "Oh man, I think it's just really messed up that you do this after how long we've been together, and we paid you all the money these past 2 years, even gave you a higher salary for 2017, and this feels really unfair." Again, remember, he agreed to the higher salary because we let him keep $400,000 he owed us for the extra months. Now for my favorite part of the story. While on the last call with Stro, he brings up the fact that my 2016 contract included the possibility of fining me for not hitting the 20 streaming hours a month. Keep in mind, he owes me roughly $80,000 at this point. Between Season 2 playoffs, champs, and salary. I tell him something along the lines of, "Fuck it, go ahead and fine me for those hours and take it out of what I'm owed." I looked through my Twitch history and I missed 26 hours of streaming through the 2016 season. I missed it by about 3 hours each in March and June and then I didn't stream at all in August because of champs. Because 2016 COD champs was literally September 1st through the 4th, and we went out and won that shit. Won that shit is in all caps.
No. You gotta say it like it's in all caps. Say it again like it's in all caps.
August, because 2016 COD champs was literally September 1st through the 4th, and we went out and won that shit.
That's more like it.
And here we are in a call, August 2017, so a year later. And he tells me in the call that he will be fining me that $1,300 for missing streaming hours in 2016. And I basically laugh, hang up the phone, and we go our separate ways. He never did take me to court. This probably didn't have to be this long. Does this matter? And this is just him saying that. Okay, so let's go to the TLDR. TLDR, the best I can give. Hastro was too lazy to send us contracts in 2017, and he never signed us that season. He tried finessing me, John, and Apathy into signing after the season was over because he knew he was going to be dropping us so that he could sell us to the next highest buyer for a team buyout. When I was too smart to fall for that absolute horseshit, out of pure pettiness, he retroactively fined me $1,300 for not streaming leading up to the biggest COD tournament of all time at that point in time. A tournament I ended up winning under his org. Also, his favorite negotiation tactic is simply guilt-tripping kids who don't know better, says don't have the experience to know better, into signing deals. That is the entire twit longer minus the summary at the end of it.
Okay, then.
So... the whistle has been blown. The facade is torn down. Hastro, businessman, question mark? Yeah, that's a lot of scummy business.
Yeah, that sounds super sketch.
If that happened in our neck of the woods, like if I tried that shit, I would never be able to work in esports. Ever again.
Yeah, and then he fucking snaked Clay. But that's another story.
Oh, dude, that's only part of the fucking story.
I bet you Clay was eating popcorn this whole time, watching JKap and Courage just absolutely destroy this man on Twitter.
Yeah, Clayster's like, I'm going to get fined. I'm going to stay out of it.
Well, Clayster had to stay out of it.
He did, I know, but still. Oh my god, and then that's only part of it, because like Courage chimed in too.
Which I've seen a lot of people asking why Courage chimed in. I mean, Courage is a part of 100 Thieves too. Like if somebody was talking shit on Feeki, I would chime in, regardless of what the fuck is going on.
Also was very heavily in the scene of Call of Duty. He was the face of the CW at that point in time.
If someone was shit talking Feeki, I'd be in there.
Right, like I mean, it's just come on now, fuck.
We noticed what we're talking about right now. That comes up a big part in the Thorin discussion we're going to hop into in like 3 minutes when we wrap up this.
See, I didn't see all the Thorin.
Oh, bro, it's not possible to see all the Thorin stuff. He literally sent like 70 tweets. Thorin was,
and I still don't know who the fuck he is.
Now, that's a lot of the argument the COD community has, but I will say this because I follow Counter-Strike esports heavily. Thorin's opinion is 75 to 80% respected in Counter-Strike. He is an esports personality that people actually kind of listen to. However, he's known for these super hot takes. He's basically the Max Kellerman of esports.
Welcome to COD, buddy. That shit don't work here.
He is a 40-year-old Scotsman. That might not be the official term, but I'm sorry, that's what we're going to be referring to him as. He's from Scotland, he's 40, his name is Duncan.
Can I repeat it again?
Go for it.
Welcome to COD. That shit don't work here.
You guys can talk about Courage and Hastro while I fact check something real quick.
Go ahead, Zoe.
Courage just, my God, like from the beginning, right? From the beginning, and it was funny how Courage went up to this. Courage just blatantly let out his ammo. Like it seemed like Courage didn't give a damn, and it really you really saw it. I'm trying to find the Courage tweets real quick.
I have them pulled up if you want them.
There was the one tweet you referenced earlier about Envy not doing
We already
anything on
read off
social
the
media.
Hastro one, right?
Yeah.
About him not having.
So JKap said, "Don't you ever get tired of this shit, man." Hastro responded, "You know me pretty well, Cap. Why do you even need to ask that question?" JKap responded, saying, "Figured at some point you'd get tired of begging for attention, but I guess not." Then Courage decided to chime in and said,
Which tweet was this under?
Under Hastro's original tweet.
His thread tweet or
the one where he said that was
the thread tweet. The thread tweet. Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah.
Okay. And then Jack chimed in, Courage chimed in and said, "Cap, come on, bro. Hastro has to be the one to tweet whenever Envy wins a match because there are no Envy fans to do it for him. Just take a look at holy English. Just take a look. Okay.
Just take a look. They've averaged a combined -4,000 subscribers across their 3 YouTube channels this year. I'd rather run a successful, well-rounded business." And then Hastro.
Hold on. I'll play Hastro. I'll play Hastro. You play Courage. Got it?
Okay, got it. Let's get it.
Yeah, TJ's really into RP.
Jack, you care so much about the money and views. That is obvious. Don't assume those are what drive me also. From the beginning, it's been about realizing potential of our teams and players as champions. We are different. Go drop another hashtag ad on the timeline.
Come on, Mike. You were a below average Call of Duty professional, became a below average Call of Duty commentator, and you are now the hemorrhaging money as a team owner. I'd keep replying, but this is the most interaction you've gotten since you snaked Clayster.
Before we continue, I'm really curious as to what Jack knows that we don't know about Hastro hemorrhaging money from Envy.
I don't know.
Jack knows a lot. You gotta remember,
Jack knows a lot.
Jack was in this.
Jack has his hands in everything. I know Jack knows stuff we don't know, but I want to know what Jack is referencing specifically. Because at face value, like, Envy doesn't do a lot of social media stuff, but at the end of the day, they're a successful business. I want to know what exactly he's referencing.
Their money laundering.
Hey, you never know.
Because, like, actually, no, let's take that back. What does Envy do? Because Envy at one point had the world's, like, best Counter-Strike team, and now are they even in Counter-Strike at the moment?
I don't think so.
I don't think anybody in NA is in Counter-Strike at this point.
Yeah, Team Liquid still is, but that's because they're the best team in NA right now. But I don't know. That's weird. I mean, that wouldn't matter because Envy's best Counter-Strike team wasn't even NA. They had the G2 French roster. They had Kenny S and Apex and all those guys.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless he's just fucking people with contracts.
I mean, he has a history of that, sure.
Hastro went to reply, Jack, you really don't have a clue about our business, slanging ads on Twitter and YouTube. You notice how he's changing the subject?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I also like to point out he says Jack doesn't know how business works when he's describing what business is.
And then he said, we are extremely healthy as a business, and I'm sure you'll wake up to that soon. Not going to take any pop shots, just smiles from me. Not going to take any pop shots, Jack says in quotations. You legit can't take our name out of your mouth because you envy what we have. Our intern show gets more views per month than your entire 3 channels in 1 month.
That's actually an interesting
Which
thought.
is JHB.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know JHB, he's an intern for 100 Thieves.
Yeah.
His show's actually kind of entertaining.
And then this is the part that sparked right here. 1 apparel drops earns more than your entire business in 10 years of merch.
Actually, I want to run back real
Completely
quick.
cooking it.
Envy is a public. It's a public entity, right? We can trade stock in Envious. Like we can actually see how well Envy's doing if we look into their shit, right?
I didn't
Yeah,
know
I
they
can
were
look right
public
now.
stock.
Give me a second.
But then after Jack said that, Hastro responded, "We have different business models in the long run. Congrats on all your success, Jack. Enjoy it." So in other words, he took the L and held it.
Yeah.
You even see that's not even different business models because like Jack
It's
wins.
right.
Jack's had success in esports, whether it be on the personality side or the competing side. At one point, Jack was literally a pro Fortnite player.
Yeah. Oh, at one point in time, I seen Jack tweet his Fortnite winnings compared to Hastro's Fortnite winnings.
COD winnings, but that's not a fair comparison. The prize pool for Jack was 50 times the size of what Hastro was playing for.
It was ridiculous.
Hastro was playing for $20 in a Chick-fil-A sandwich in 2006. 2007, excuse me. However, I will say Jack won more money in Black Ops 4 than the entire Envious organization. I will say that. Because of the Doritos Bowl. I think Jack won $25,000 before taxes in the Doritos Bowl, and Team Envious and BO4 sucked, so they didn't win anything.
Dog water.
So were you looking into stocks? Did I hear you say that?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. I just don't know what website I would
Because
find
assuming they are a legitimate business, they have to be able to be publicly traded, right?
Yeah, I'm not finding any stocks.
Okay, they're not a legitimate business. Next topic. I don't know. I respect Hastro to a certain extent.
Not finding any stocks.
I respect him to a certain extent, but he has this entire thread is bad takes.
Okay. I got something.
Here's what I noticed about the entire, well, at least since the beginning of this entire Envy org, right? Envy, Dallas Empire. Crim6 did it last year, and now Hastro's doing it this year. They want to play the villain role, right?
Mm-hmm.
They just don't know how to.
Yeah.
God, I hate Aches to death. But he has been the best villain in the entire Call of Duty scene.
It's like he's a villain everywhere he goes, too. Like he's always, even when he teamed with Parasite for like that 1 week in Challengers, Parasite had the sympathy of the fans because Aches was being a fucking idiot.
So Envy is a private business funded in 2007. They have 6 investors. Hold on, I just seen their investors. Give me a second.
You're looking at the same thing I was looking at.
Their 6 investors are Post Malone, Fedora Holes, Preston Arsment, Brock Sports, and Hirsch Interactive Group. But I don't see anything on their value.
That doesn't mean anything to.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look up their net worth. The net worth isn't really an accurate representation of how they're succeeding as a business because the net worth is basically just their history and their name and who they have attached to them, which is Dallas, Fuel, and Empire. It's also going to be artificially boosted because
is 170 million. If we take a look at the 100T net worth,
I mean, they're backed by fucking
10 million.
I don't feel like those numbers are accurate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Those numbers can't be accurate.
That doesn't make any sense.
Total prize money earned from Team Envy is $6,800,000 or $843,019. Their highest, like their player that earned the most on the team, is JKap.
And by association, that means Hastro, because he took half of JKap's money.
Yeah, JKap won $412,000 under Envy.
Okay, 100 Thieves' value is 190 million.
There we go. That's a more accurate number. Because I was doing research into this shit whenever I was trying to explain to somebody why the Optic Infinite buyout made me sad, because they didn't understand why I was upset that a team of video game players wasn't the same team anymore.
NRG is 155 million, which is, they own Optic and
if I'm not
Envy on here.
They own Optic. They own everything Optic except for the actual Optic gaming handle. But they own Chicago Optic, which has all the content creators. They own the best Rocket League team in the RLCS at the moment. They owned. Do they still have the old Optic Gears team? Or did that team fall apart when Billy went to play COD?
No, yeah, that team is chalked.
Okay, so they don't own that team anymore.
But I mean, what? They own the top.
At one point, they also had 3/5 of the C9 Boston Major Cloud9 team.
Okay, so
I know
on
Tarek played for NRG.
That's what I'm saying.
esportsbets.com, it says that Envy's worth 170, 100T's worth 160, and NRG's worth 150 mil.
Yeah, that's about accurate.
So I feel like NRG would be worth more than both of them. I don't know. I guess NRG.
You got to remember, NRG under Hex is new.
Yeah, true.
Like, it's only a year old right now.
And then
the only thing that surprises me about that is that 100 Thieves isn't higher, because 100 Thieves transcends esports. Like, there are people that buy 100 Thieves stuff because they're just hype beasts. Yeah. Because 100 Thieves falls into the category of, like, they basically cover everything in mainstream media. Like, they make
GFM and Cloud9 are 400 mil each.
Yeah, that's a different fucking echelon.
Holy fuck.
It's a different echelon of teams, but Optic had the ability to be in that upper echelon. You know, some people don't know how to run businesses. Infinite.
True. Actually, Infinite's up there too. They're at 5 with 210 mil. Oh no, wait, that's Immortals. My bad. That was Immortals. Infinite's not even on it.
Infinite doesn't exist anymore.
Okay.
Infinite Esports, the umbrella company that owned Optic, they do not exist. Fucking we literally bullied that company out of existence.
What, Immortals?
No, Infinite Esports.
Yeah, Infinite's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking Infinite and Immortals, whatever.
Oh, and also fuck Jay.
No, Immortals bought Optic from Infinite.
You're right.
And then they owned Optic last year during Modern Warfare, and then they realized that no one liked them anymore because they weren't the real Optic. So they sold it back to Hex.
They're like, wait, if we keep the brand, they'll love us, right?
Yeah, because that's how esports works. We like brands, not players.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
And then they're like, wait, why are the Huntsmen getting all these viewerships and stuff?
But we're the Optic.
But we're Optic.
We're Optic. We're the real Optic, right? Right?
I said the real Optic.
Dude, can we just talk about how fucking lit it would be to have a Kansas City team? I'm still on that subject.
Oh my god, that was like how many conversations? We're
gonna. That was a while ago.
We're gonna see this on YouTube. We're gonna see the topics of how far away that was.
Dude, I just think
you see, the thing is, it would be dope for the CDL to expand, but I'm not gonna not be an Optic fan, even if there's a DC team.
So you're still gonna be an Optic fan?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna be an Optic fan, even if there is a DC team.
I mean, I'll still be an Optic fan, but I'll also have a hometown team.
Because, like, even if the DC team picks up players, like, I don't know who they'd even pick up. Because you're expanding the league, that's going to be 16 new players with the attempt at 20 because of subs. Like, granted, that would make the league way better. It would make the league slightly more competitive because now our bottom tier teams are going to have a better chance to compete with the upper dog teams because they're going to have teams to beat up on, in theory at least, because expansion teams generally aren't the best to start. But, like, I don't know, dude, like, all the top-tiered amateur players are off the scene. Like, Blast, he's gone. Yeah, other players like Blast.
He might come back if he gets a chance in the CDL.
He might come back if he's guaranteed a roster spot, but...
You're right. But, I mean, you also got to think, after this season, there's going to be a lot of people that drop and trade and do all that good shit.
I also like to apologize to the EU fans, because I realized all the 4 cities I named were in the US. I'm sure that Germany would love a COD team.
I would like to see an APAC team.
Why are we forgetting?
I think an APAC team would be lit.
Why are we forgetting Heretics?
Yeah, Heretics.
They're already... Well, no, I guess they're not. Some of them are. There are some competing in NA Challengers.
We need heretics. We need a CDL spot for heretics. One of the most passionate fan bases I've ever seen.
What is Heretics based out of, though?
Spain.
Spain. I said
So
Spain.
what the fuck
right?
would they?
I said Spain.
They would.
I said Spain, right?
I don't think. Whenever we were first talking about it, I don't think you did.
No, I said Spain. No.
I just kind of assumed because I knew, but
Vamos.
Heretics would be good. Apparently, there's a huge COD scene in Germany. They'd be good. I'm over France. We could fucking sell Paris's league spot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like if it went under different ownership, it'd be good.
That's why we have to sell it, because if it's going to stay Paris, they're not going to change ownership.
Fair.
Whoever owns the Paris Legion has fuck you money, and they're spending
pretty
their
much.
fuck you money to basically own a COD team.
Have we ever figured out who actually owns them?
Nope. I did all the research I could. The only thing they do on Twitter is they follow a bunch of French basketball players.
All right.
So unless they have a conglomerate that they just kind of all chipped in money to own an esports
Wait,
team.
you guys don't know who owns Paris Legion?
Nope.
No. Do you?
I'll find out in 2 seconds.
I tried to find out. Granted, I didn't dig that hard because I lost interest.
Contact Gaming.
The fuck is that? I don't know who that is.
The Paris Legion is a French professional Call of Duty League esports team based in Paris, France. Paris Legion is owned by Contact Gaming.
Drew McCourt.
Yeah, totally.
That's why they follow. That's why they follow French basketball players.
Who is he?
I don't know.
Okay, cool. Me either.
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna search his name now.
Because the thing that made sense to me is what I was hinting at. They followed so many French athletes, I just kind of assumed they were like a conglomerate that just came together to own stuff, because that would make sense. How do you get $25 million? You just get a bunch of professional athletes with a common goal to throw money together. But I guess it's not the case.
He has 1,500 followers on Twitter.
I'm proud of him. No idea who he is.
He's verified.
They're a CSGO team.
That makes even less sense.
Yeah, Contact Gaming is a CSGO team.
Hey,
Mine.
It's
wait.
an American esports organization. They additionally own Paris Eternal.
I like my
from
theory
Overwatch.
better. We're off topic. Let's get back, finish up whatever you guys are doing research on. Let's get back to Thorin versus the world.
Oh yeah, shit.
Oh, let's go. No, I'm ready for this.
So a TLDR, because you guys have already said you don't know who Thorin is. I kind of hinted at it earlier. He is one of the longest running esports personalities in, well, obviously esports. He majors. What the fuck? His main games he participates in is LCS, League of Legends, and then anything Counter-Strike. He is a part owner in Flashpoint, which I believe is a tournament organizer for Counter-Strike. Maybe other esports, but definitely Flashpoint does Counter-Strike events. He is a part owner in Flashpoint GG. And that was one of the issues he was having with some of the people. I can't remember who. I think it was 100 Thieves. Because 100 Thieves pulled out of his league. And I think he was being super petty to 100 Thieves players, members on Twitter, about their organization pulling out of his league. Because they just couldn't play in his league. I mean, they're in different fucking continents as far as I'm aware, but as I said earlier, he is the Max Kellerman, the Colin Cowherd of esports. He has really hot takes, he has really bad takes, he's a very polarizing personality, but he also does not present his things in the most professional of manners, as you could tell by what he was tweeting, because he was tweeting about 14-year-olds masturbating, ball sacks, and JKap having a massive forehead.
What the fuck?
Yes, he was tweeting about... He asked Courage how Nadeshot's ball sack smelled. He made a tweet about him making a tweet being a 37-year-old man, the 26-year-old COD base replying to him, and then the 14-year-olds that masturbate into 100 Thieves jerseys replying and defending the COD players.
God damn.
Yeah, he has very bad takes. He has very hot takes. He likes to stir controversy. He's very edgy. But The only thing about this entire thing with Thorin doesn't really have to do with him. It has to do with Aaron Create. Aaron Create's take about no one in the Counter-Strike community liking Thorin was a very biased and very emotional tweet because he was defending Hitch, obviously. That's not true. There are a lot of people in the Counter-Strike community that respect Thorin. Whether he's one of those people, Aaron being, that's obviously not the case, but to say that nobody likes Thorin is just a completely asinine statement. That is the only defense I'll really give to Thorin. So, with that said, TJ, did you see any of the tweets that he was saying?
I'm reading some of them right now.
I'm reading some of them too.
The ones that are the most polarizing, in my opinion. The Hitch one, I don't know where the fuck that came out of. I don't know why that one.
Did he just pull that out of his ass?
I don't know what his issue with Hitch is. The one theory that I saw on Esports Talks podcast is that whenever Optic was in Counter-Strike, I think they also pulled out a Flashpoint. They didn't want to compete in Thorin's league. So I think there's a little bit of animosity between Thorin and Optic Gaming in that sense, and they kind of just came after Hitch, of all people. I don't know why. The Hitch tweet was definitely the worst take that Thorin had all day.
Yeah.
The other tweets, he made so many tweets about JKap being ugly. The only good tweet that Thorin had, 2 tweets, I'll give him 2 tweets, was the one where he photoshopped JKap into being one of the Easter Island statues because his forehead is so big. And then the other tweet he had about what does Optic and Eminem have in common. They haven't been the same since Infinite. Those are the only 2 tweets I'll give him credit for having any brain activity put into.
Wait, what was the second one?
What do Optic Gaming and Eminem have in common? They have not been the same since Infinite. Infinite being Eminem's old record label.
I know.
I'm explaining for TJ.
No, I got it.
Well, then I'm explaining for the fucking viewers.
Explain for the viewers.
Infinite being Eminem's old record label, and then Infinite Esports, the company we were just talking about that used to own Optic Gaming. Where was the one tweet? He replied to Simp, because Simp replied to him saying, he quote tweeted something saying, this man's actually having a breakdown on the timeline, someone get him help. And then Thorin quote tweeted Simp and said, lad, you're so young, you were probably conceived to face down, ass up. That's the way I like to fuck.
I'm trying to find it.
Bro, this is so
great.
messy. You can't even follow the thread of tweets because they were all quote tweets. You just kind of have to see them.
Can somebody send me this?
The tweet that I just talked about?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a sec. I'll find it. Oh, dude, 5 hours ago, Thorin made a video about this. It turns out the COD scene has no banter. Bro, that wasn't banter. That was you just being... Here's the tweet. It's in maintenance.
I mean, Simp, when a guy double my age is subtweeting me with roasts, LMFAO. And then he said, you seem really proud of being able to count so high. Second time you mentioned it.
Dude, if you look through the replies in any of these tweets, they're just screenshots of fucking Clay and Formal flipping people off. Like, homie, I don't know what I get you do Counter-Strike and LCS and those communities aren't very active on social media. You're coming at the wrong fucking community.
Right.
Us COD creatures, we live on Twitter.
Alright. Hold up. I got this. Okay, so it starts off with Thorin saying, broke 37-year-old posting a funny joke. Woke 26-year-old posting hold this L. Bespoke. I'm not even gonna say this out loud.
It's the 14-year-old thing I said earlier to you.
Yeah, yeah. And then Simp goes to say, "We are witnessing a breakdown on the TL." And then he goes and says, "Lad, you're so young, you probably conceived to the sound of face down as."
It would have been 20 times better if he just said phase down.
We
not
did in
that
the
smart.
hashtag, but
Oh, okay.
That is the hashtag at the end of it, but still.
that I don't get it.
I don't know what provoked it.
Listen, I
No.
understand you're respected in the community and stuff, or in the CS:GO community. But if you're an asshole, you're an asshole.
Dude, I think one of the funniest things about this, before we hop into the Hitch thing, because the Hitch thing is going to be like a 20-minute discussion. Richard Lewis is in the same line of work as Thorin, except Richard Lewis is actually respected on more fronts than him, and he's way more professional. Richard Lewis kept getting clumped in with Thorin, saying like Thorin and Richard Lewis are like the worst people in esports, and Richard Lewis is like, why the fuck are you guys talking about me?
Like, I didn't do shit.
Because Richard Lewis and Sadicus, we talked about Sadicus, the Counter-Strike caster, on episode 1 of this podcast, because I was talking about him being one of my favorite commentators basically ever in anything, sports, esports, announcers at like arenas, whatever. I really enjoy Matthew Sadicus Trevette as a commentator. He actually came to Thorin's defense on Optic Creates tweet, which I think has since been deleted, so I don't think we can find it. Alright. Are you guys ready for the Hitch tweet?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, so Thorin at 5:51 p.m. my time, March 1st, 2021. Y'all ever hear about some loser hack filmmaker whose claim to fame was creating mindless content for 14-year-olds fast on their way to diabetes? I heard he was eventually able to hitch a ride from some much bigger and more talented people in the scene.
Okay.
What? When did he tweet this?
March 1st, 2021 at 5:51 p.m.
Yeah.
And then he replies to his own tweet with some follow-ups. I think at Hitch a Ride had the best sense of humor out of all the COD folk. I was bantering last night, seemed to get the jokes, kept it light. He seemed to get the jokes and kept it light. I had him confused with Hutchinson from a past encounter who I thought was unlocked by a mistake. Scratch that, turns out he is indeed another moron. So either way, he's claiming to attack Hutch.
Yeah.
Hutch was never a filmmaker. I think he's just trying to cover his own ass at that point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was trying to cover his ass and then went back on it.
So let's get this straight. What was the exact word? Loser hack filmmaker. I didn't realize that loser hack filmmakers won back-to-back Videographer of the Year's awards.
Right.
I didn't realize that.
And make one of the best documentary series ever.
That's crazy. Poor little loser hack filmmaker Hitch, who only made his claim to fame by making Call of Duty content on Optic Gaming, beat out top-tiered esports organizations who'd play in actual esports. That's crazy. Hitch, what's the fucking secret, bro? What gaming chair do you have?
Trying to figure that out.
I don't get that. Like, where is this coming from?
I don't know, man. I'm still trying to find the tweet.
I don't get it. Okay, let's play devil's advocate for a second. Even if he did mean Hutch, why the fuck is he attacking Hutch?
Right.
He's coming at he's coming at the COD community. Like,
Yeah.
Hutch plays COD. I wouldn't consider him in the CDL community that he's been attacking this entire time.
But I would see him attacking Hitch from that.
I mean, he's been attacking people all fucking night. Like, even if this statement is ridiculous and asinine, him attacking Hitch makes more sense than him attacking Hutch.
You're right.
I still don't know where he got the loser hack filmmaker. Some of the videos Hitch produced on the Optic Gaming channel have more views than like half of Thorin's shit put together.
Right.
Not to mention the stuff he did for the Counter-Strike team. Also, let's throw this out there because this was another like minor topic in this entire thing. The Counter-Strike personalities are convinced that Optic Gaming had little impact on the Counter-Strike scene. Like, I get that in the sense Optic wasn't the biggest name in Counter-Strike. They are responsible for like one of the biggest upsets in Counter-Strike history, though. We're not going to just breeze by that. Even if I'm a biased Optic fan, we're not going to sit here and pretend that Optic team that won E-League Season 2, that wasn't one of the biggest upsets in this history of this game.
Yeah, I think the whole Thorin shit's just fucking stupid.
Like, the best case scenario, Thorin was just having too much alcohol.
Yeah, he
should have had his phone taken away. I mean, it's a good way to do it. The COD community's always going to bite back.
Yeah.
But, like, what the fuck? I just can't wrap my head around the Hitch one.
He said he was just trying to get his interactions up. He wanted to feel important for a little while.
I'd also like to point out that Hitch's reply to this tweet was he tweeted 2 trophy emojis and a shrugging emoji, and that was the entire response. This is so...
whatever works.
Like, I don't think there's anything else I can say on it. This is one of the dumbest tweets I've ever fucking seen.
I don't even want to talk about it. Like, it's that stupid.
And since this also happened on Monday, the same day as the Courage Hastro, JKap Hastro stuff, so Hex couldn't reply to this either. And Thorin is on record saying that Hex is one of the best owners, if not the best owner in esports. So I would have loved to have heard that interaction, or what he would have said about Hex had Hex replied. Because Thorin is on record already saying that Hex is the best. He's the top of the top. He's a class act in esports. That's so... Dude, just whatever. Hold these 2 trophies. I wish he would have came with Scump. I would have loved to see that.
Oh, dude.
No.
Or fucking Nade, even.
I mean, did Nade Shot reply? I didn't see. I want to see if Nade Shot had any reaction to the Nade Shot's ballsack tweet. Like, yeah, Jack, how's it smell?
I just don't care. I don't know who this person is. I don't care who this person is. Like, I hope he had his fun.
Well, I mean, I hope he gets on the desk for champs.
No.
I hope he.
That was all March 1st, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Formal would literally rip him to shreds.
Formal now would probably ask if he could touch his PP. Let's be honest now.
Formal would just troll him.
Yeah.
Like tier list esports personalities. Thorin, god tier.
Hex tweeted something about, okay, I'm back. What did I miss? And Nade Shot said nothing we're not already used to. But that was about it.
And then Formal would be doing his little explanation. He's like, "Bro, we put Thorin in God tier, right? No more shit talking for the rest of the year. Keep putting them down our entire organs." Man, I love Formal. The greatest thing to ever happen was Formal moved to Texas, and I refuse to be told otherwise.
Who's on Florida? Slacked? Dirty objective player. Who else is on this team? Awakening? People think he's cheating. Get him S tier.
Which also, what was really sad was that was the first time Chicago has beaten Florida in the CDL.
Yeah, dude, I can't believe they beat an S tier team. But without that, dude, there's not a lot else to talk. I'm speechless on most of this stuff. I've already said it's asinine. It's not worth our time to talk about. We've expressed
it was fun talking. It was fun talking about the COD stuff, but
the COD stuff was like, I could justify that being actual banter, except for the twit longer, which spilled a lot of fucking tea. That could have been justified to banter. The Thorin stuff is just a fucking, like, someone who just had too many drinks and wanted attention. He's like the fucking X that won't go away. And I still feel like the explanation that the esports talks guys gave, that he was just upset that FaZe 100T and Optic all pulled out a Flashpoint. But let's move on to some Q&A questions, and there aren't like a lot of hard-hitting ones. Two of these are kind of the same questions, so we're just gonna
mash it up.
I don't know if we can mash it up. I'll give us a choice, multiple choice. They want us to do a tier list. They want us to do a not a tier list, a top 5 list is the correct way. They want to. The same person asked both of these, so sorry to the person who asked this because they wanted to remain anonymous after asking such a silly question. They want us to make a top 5 list of our favorite potato chips. I'll expand that into any snack food that comes in a bag in the chip aisle, and cereal. So, Zoe.
Okay, I'm down for the cereal.
Okay, TJ wants cereal. I want chips. Zoe. Deciding factor.
Both?
You can do both if you want, but which one are we doing first?
Let's do the chips first.
All right, since you're already going, make a top 5 chip list, and like I said, that applies to anything in the chip aisle at the grocery store.
I'll say it right now. Right. So number 1.
Start from 5 and work your way up.
Start from 5. Okay. Number 5, I'd say this is hard because I know my top 3, but number 5, I'd say Lay's kettle cooked barbecue.
All right, this man likes air. Noted.
Well, okay, hold on. There's some fuckery. Let me explain. The air in the bag is 90% nitrogen because that'll stop the oxidizing process. What the fuck did I just try to say? Oxidation process, because as we all know, if you take in any science classes, oxygen kills things. If you leave a potato out on your counter when it's cut open, it'll turn brown because oxygen kills things. The air in the bag is there to keep your chips from going bad. Zoe, please continue.
Thank you. All right. Number 4. Hot Cheetos.
I can't eat those, but I respect it.
Hot Cheetos or the jalapeno Cheetos. One of those two.
Okay, let me spin you this. How do we feel about hot fries?
I love hot fries. That's where let me continue with my list.
I'm sorry, go on.
Number 3 would have been hot fries.
All right, same wavelength. Got it.
Chester's hot fries.
Yep.
Okay. Number 2, sour cream and onion Lays.
Valid.
I do not like. Well, it's not that I hate it. Sour cream is just that one thing where if it's on my taco, I won't care. Like I won't ask for sour cream on my taco, but if it's on my taco, it's there. You know.
I don't about mayonnaise on anything.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't hate onions. Like I love onions. Onions are cool. I love sautéed onions. I love normal onions.
I think this is like it goes into a topic of like laziness for me. Like, do I want to chop an onion for the food I'm cooking? No. Do I want to open the jar of mayonnaise and do more dishes with that one knife? No.
And then
number 1, let's hear it.
Number 1, my favorite chip of all time that I could just eat for hours on end. The purple bag Doritos.
What are those? Are those the chili ones?
Chili, the sweet and spicy chili ones.
Nice. All right, so give me a recap of the 5.
So, kettle cooked barbecue. So hot Cheetos, or I'm gonna say jalapeno Cheetos because I like those better. So the jalapeno Cheetos, hot fries, sour cream and onion Lays, and then purple bag Doritos or sweet and spicy chili Doritos.
All right, so TJ, give me your 5. You can also copy any of the ones that Zoe just gave.
Good, because I planned on it. At least one for sure. So number 5, I would probably have to give the hot fries.
Okay.
Number 4, Cheeto Puffs. Like it has to be the puffs. No, like just
the balls.
The like puff ones. So like they look like the chip, but they're not just like the balls.
All right, let's. Do you mean actual Cheetos or like a cheese doodle? Because I think personally the cheese doodles are superior in puff form.
I've never even heard of a fucking cheese doodle, so
maybe it's an East Coast thing. Continue.
Okay, so then after that, I'm gonna go with the sour cream and onion Lay's.
Mm-hmm.
Barbecue Ruffles.
Ruffles.
So that'd be number two, barbecue Ruffles. Or some shit. I think it's pronounced that. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay,
The wavy
and
one,
then
the wavy joints.
yeah, and then number one would be Cool Ranch Doritos, but I could also substitute the fucking nacho cheese ones, like either or. They're both up there.
Okay, so run through your 5 again, real rapid fire.
Hot fries, Cheeto puffs, fucking what did I say? God damn it.
The wavy ruffles.
Yep, the fucking barbecue Ruffles. Wait, the fuck was second?
Oh, that wasn't your second?
Hot fries, Cheeto puffs, sour cream and onion Lay's.
Then that was the
with
barbecue
Ruffles
Ruffles.
and then Doritos.
And then blue bag Doritos.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's run through my list. I'm going to throw some wild cards at you to avoid topical answers. And also, there are some things I just can't have. Like, you're not going to find a hot fry on my list because if you reference my tweet I sent earlier, I have Crohn's disease. Spicy food will actually fucking kill me.
Which is respectable.
So my number 5, this is going to be one of the wild cards. My number 5, pizza combos.
Those are not bad at all.
Ooh, yeah, that's actually a good one.
Those are really good.
But what
Pizza
kind of
combo?
pizza?
Combos are good in general.
Are there different types of pizza ones?
No.
Yeah,
Are there?
Pepperoni.
I'm pretty sure.
If there's not, I'm going to say pepperoni because I don't remember
Okay.
if there are. Pepperoni pizza combos at my 5 spot. Moving up to number 4, I'm going to throw the Blazin' Buffalo Ranch combo bag of Doritos.
Those are good too.
Respectable.
Let's say number 3, probably an unpopular opinion, but dill pickle Lay's chips.
See, I was thinking about that,
It
but I
was
can't
gonna-
eat a whole lot of those.
I
Those
can't
are-
either, but the ones that I do eat, I appreciate.
Yeah, fair.
Because my toss-up was going to be between those or not sour cream, salt and vinegar. But let's be honest.
Let me
pickles are-
ask real quick before you continue.
Go
Were
ahead.
sunflower seeds able to be on this list?
I mean, it's not really.
No, because if you go to a convenience store, the sunflower seeds are generally next to the beef
And we
jerky
need
and
to make a
candy.
sunflower seed tier list.
We can do that too, if you want to do that instead of cereal. Or we can just make
I'd
this
rather do
entire
cereal.
Q&A tier lists. I don't care. I will chalk the last question and make it a sunflower tier list.
What's the last question first?
It's a great question. Where the fuck is the list?
Because if it's a good question, I'd rather answer that.
You know what? I'm a professional podcaster and I don't know where my list is.
All right, so sunflower seeds it is.
I'm down to do it. We'll do the tier list. So
Okay.
that was my number 3 was dill pickle Lay's chips. Oh, dude. Number... You know what? We're going to keep it simple. Number 2, a classic, Fritos. But let's throw a twist in there. How about... I'll ask you guys for help on this one for the deciding factor. Barbecue Fritos or chili and cheese?
Chili and cheese. Yeah. See, because I was thinking about saying those two, I just couldn't think of them. Like I knew what they were, I just couldn't think of the name of them for whatever reason.
Alright, so... Number 2 is going to be chili cheese Fritos, and then number 1, I'm a simple man with simple tastes. Lay's kettle cooked are my number 1.
Okay, I thought you were about to say original.
No.
I like Lay's kettle cooked. Like Lay's kettle cooked anything is really good, bad, just like the barbecue ones.
Kettle chips / homemade / house-made chips at any restaurant are the best chip ever. And I will stand by that. I like chips. I think chips should be simple in concept because you know what I like to do? Dipping things is always a way to go about things. And we can make another episode about chip dips, but I'm not going to.
Nah, I don't really use dip, so we don't need to.
I mean, you also went pretty bold with your list. So to recap of my list, pepperoni pizza combos at 5, Blazin' Buffalo Ranch combo bag Doritos at number 4, dill pickle Lay's at 3, chili cheese Fritos at 2, and then my number 1 spot, basic bitch Lay's kettle cooks. Alright, so that's the potato chips. Let's move on to the cereal list.
Can I go first because I gotta go get my son in bed?
Go ahead.
Okay. No, so we're doing top 5, right?
Top 5.
Okay, so number 5, I'll go with regular Cheerios.
Ugh.
Hold on, but you have to add sugar to them. I grew up eating that. Don't judge me.
You want me at Cheerios.
Huh?
Let's see what the rest of this list goes.
They
Man,
can only go up. You're starting off pretty low.
4 French Toast Crunch.
Okay. We're getting better. We're not quite there yet.
5 3 Lucky Charms.
Charms ahead of French Toast Crunch. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of them. Then there's a certain type of cornflakes that I like. I don't remember the exact type of it though.
I mean,
So we just go with cornflakes.
there's
No,
normal or frosted. You don't really have much option, bro.
Okay, then it's probably frosted. And then Fruity Pebbles for number 1.
Okay. So I know Zoe and I are going to be on the same wavelength for one of these.
But the Cheerios could go for the frosted mini wheats too. So I had both of them growing up. It could be either or.
Okay. So let's start off with my number 5. My number 5 is going to be... let's throw Cookie Crisp at number 5. Number 4, how about some Captain Crunch of the peanut butter variety?
He's speaking my language right now.
Number 3, this is going to be a wild card, but I'm a boomer. I am a really big fan of Frosted Mini Wheats, the strawberry ones specifically.
Mini wheats are good.
Number 2, this was a tough one. I know Zoe's going to agree, but I think whenever he hears my number 1, he'll understand. Number 2 is Honey Bunches of Oats Original.
Okay.
And then number 1, I feel like if I said anything but Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I would be lying if I said that for my number 1 answer.
Okay.
It's respectable.
So
you guys also got to remember, I don't have taste buds on the top of my mouth.
That's true.
I would have, I'm about to completely our wavelength is there, but there's one thing that you were missing that I'm gonna say when I get to my tier list.
It's your turn. Go ahead.
Look, I forgot about Reese's
okay.
Puffs.
Captain Crunch peanut butter is better than Reese's Puffs, but go on.
Number 5. Now I would love to put the Halloween cereals in here. The only problem is they're only out once a year. But the Halloween cereals do not miss. They're amazing.
Are you talking some Blueberry joints?
Blueberry, Count Chocula, what was the one? Frankenberry, I think it was.
Count Chocula is always around.
No.
Yeah. For me, it is.
For me, it is as well.
Well, it's a Halloween one here, so they don't.
You know, move to Missouri just for cereal.
Anyway, yes. Anyway, number 5, I'm gonna say Lucky Charms. I like Lucky Charms. They're good. As a kid, I used to only eat the marshmallows. As I grew up, I decided to eat the cereal as a whole, and I realized that the cereal and the marshmallows are there for a reason.
Way more filling.
Yeah.
I mean, just saying,
Yeah, be a fucking adult, dude. Grab your fucking oat milk and eat the oats.
Number 4. Now this one's gonna throw you guys off.
This is number 3.
Lot.
Wait. Were we not counting the Halloween?
No.
Okay, this is number 4.
This is gonna throw you guys off a lot, but I just started to eat it, and you guys know me. Oreo O's. I love them.
I've seen those. I've wanted to try those.
I'm an Oreo person, and let me just say, this just fuels me.
You see, that was a toss-up for my number 5 between that and Cookie Crisp, but I was convinced that Oreos didn't exist anymore.
They are amazing.
I have not seen Oreos in a fucking minute.
My number 3, Honey Bunches of Oats.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just all of them.
It's a perfect cereal.
I love them all. Honey Bunches of Oats is such an underrated cereal, and it's amazing. What was my number 5? Let me scratch my number 5 real quick. I'd put Oreos at 5. I'd put Honey Bunches of Oats at 4.
Okay.
I'm gonna put Cinnamon Toast Crunch at 3.
Mm-hmm.
My number 2 would be the Captain Crunch peanut butter. It is amazing. It is amazing. And my number one cereal of all time, I could eat this no matter what time of day it is. Reese's Puffs.
True.
I see.
I like them.
I feel the same way about the cereal I can eat any time of day about the shredded wheat and Honey Bunches of Oats. I can't eat the super specific tasty ones at any time.
Right. Like I could eat Frosted Flakes anytime. Or the fucking Frosted Mini Wheat.
I just love Reese's Puffs. I don't know what more to say.
Or Fruity Pebbles, I guess. So I guess 3 of mine I could eat at any time.
It's bedtime for TJ's kid, and so if TJ has to dip Zoe, I will deliberate on the sunflower seed tier list.
Good, because I haven't ate sunflower seeds in years, so that works.
Let's go.
But ranch is probably still the best. Have a good night, everybody. I appreciate you guys for listening, watching, whichever. I love you all. Have a good night, guys.
Good night, TJ.
Peace.
Oh, thank God that guy's gone. Okay, no, but so excuse me. Sunflower seeds. I have, being a former college baseball player, I have an extensive knowledge and appreciation of sunflower seeds. Which ones are good? Which ones are bad? Which ones you can plant in the outfield dirt and they'll actually grow? Hint, not any of them because they're cooked to hell. But this could be more of an open discussion. Let's combine for this tier list of 5.
Okay.
So I think I have a clear-cut number 1. So we're going to throw that one in when we get to that one. Let's start off at the bottom. TJ's not going to like this one. I think the bottom of this list is going to have to start with Ranch. Depending on the brand, Ranch is very hit or miss. Or do we want to throw that in? Are we talking a specific brand?
I think Ranch as a whole is really good. I'd put Ranch on the list.
Okay, so we're going to talk every brand. So let's say David, Ranch flavored seeds at number 5.
Yeah. I'd say we pick the best one that represents that and we'll put it there.
So, but here's the thing. The next, for number 4, the one I have, I don't think there is another one that I can think of off the top of my head that I can go to a grocery store and grab or go to a convenience store and grab. So number 4, Jim Beam Bourbon sunflower seeds are my number 4 pick.
I've never had those.
I would recommend them.
I know what my top 3 is. Can I say my top 3 before you?
Go ahead.
So, at my number 3, dang it, what was it? What was the one that they made? I'm trying to think of it. Well, I know what my top 2 are. My top 2 are, and you're gonna smack me in the face for this, are the barbecue ones and the dill pickle ones. Those are in my top 2.
I don't think that one's a bad choice. Dill pickle was in my top 3 for chips.
But number 3, I gotta find it. Hold up.
Ignore this TMDMing you. I just need to open a conversation. There. Those are the ones I'm talking about for my number 4.
Oh, the buffalo styled ranch.
What number?
At number 3.
Okay.
They hit different.
I think my number 3 would probably just be any barbecue flavored one. My number 2, I would probably put dill pickle, and my number 1, my undisputed number 1 is black pepper.
Black pepper is really good. Black pepper would be my number 4.
I
really like black pepper. Now, keep in mind, like when I make these tier lists, at least when it's coming from the sunflower seed aspect, they are very close together.
I mean, yeah, I can see that because, like I said, being a baseball player, there was probably every year from the ages of 8 to 22 when I decided to stop actually playing. there was probably 2 to 3 months to maybe 4 months, depending on how many teams I played on, out of every year, where I ate sunflower seeds every day. You learn a lot about sunflower seeds when you eat them every day.
Yeah.
Black pepper is my number 1. We can't do my number 4 because you've never had the bourbon one, so I'll throw in the sweet and spicy ones for number 4.
Okay.
So let's let's do a recap on the 5, then we'll say our farewells because we have video games to play. So we agreed our number 5 is Ranch, right?
Yeah.
Did we decide on a 4? Because you haven't had the one I said, and then...
I'll put it on. I'll try it out. We'll put it on there for now, and I'll let you know.
Okay, so number 4 is Jim Beam Bourbon flavored seeds. I DM'd Zoe the link to buy them on Amazon. Number 3, I don't really care about that one. Blazing Buffalo is fine with me. My number 2 was Dill Pickle.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
And then my number 1 was Cracked Pepper.
I'm fine with that too.
Alright, so...
That is the undisputed sunflower seed list. I'd love to see barbecue up there instead of ranch. I don't know if you like barbecue.
We can call an audible because we have Buffalo Ranch at number 3.
Yeah, so we'll take out Buffalo Ranch and we'll put barbecue in there.
Okay, so number 5, Ranch. Number 4, Jim Beam Bourbon. Number 3, Barbecue. 2, Dill Pickle. And then our number 1, Sunflower Seed, Cracked Pepper. That is the official list. Anyone that says otherwise is wrong, and they can come to my comment section and tell me why they're wrong. But without anything else...
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Like I said, professional podcaster, I can't find my list that had the questions that weren't tier list related, so I apologize. But that's going to be the end of this because we're going to go play video games. Depending on what we play, well, depending on what you play, I might hop in, rather. But...
Extreme.
But I have been Why the Tuck, at Why the Tuck on all social medias. The audio listeners... Why the Tuck on YouTube if you want to check out the highlights. I'm going to be posting periodically if there's something you really liked but don't want to sit through the other hour and 45-ish minutes after I trim this down, probably. TJ left without saying his socials again, so I will speak for him. At TJ's Rice on everything, all one word. Zoe, where can the lovelies find you?
So Zoe Season X on all socials, and then I'm getting my Twitch changed back to it. But for right now, it's gonna be Zoe_season. So that's where you guys can find me.
Spell that for everyone because you don't spell season.
ZOSZN. Season is spelled SZN.
That is where you can find us. YouTube listeners, I appreciate you hanging out. The majority of my watch time that's been helping me on the YouTube Partner Push is actually coming from the podcast and some of the highlights. Some of the highlights hit harder than others. I was really trying to get the weather one into the algorithm because a lot of my tags ranked well in the SEO, but I think I missed the mark on the weather one by a few days. But to each their own. Either way, I appreciate you guys listening on YouTube, watching on YouTube rather, because that's helping the boy get to the YouTube Partner thing. Turn that bell on for the daily post because I post something every day. I don't know what I'm posting. I usually decide the night before, but sometimes it's the way of the road whenever you upload every day. And then audio listeners, I appreciate you as well, but I just can't do as much as I do for YouTube with you guys. It's just not a thing. That's why I'm kind of directing you guys to my YouTube if you want to keep interacting. The best way to get a hold of me is Twitter. Please do not DM me on Instagram. I will probably never see it. Someone tried to DM me on Instagram. Didn't go very well. Because by the time I got back to them, they were like, yeah, I don't care anymore, bro. I'm like, oh, my bad. Instagram's a picture book. I don't spend a lot of time on Instagram. Twitter is the way to get at me. Twitter is the way to find me, ask me questions. The YouTube comment section is another great way to ask me questions or comment on things. But without wasting any more of anyone's time, I have been Tuck. TJ was TJ. Zoe has been Zoe. That has been this iteration of the Torching Time podcast. I appreciate you guys all hanging out with us. I'll talk to you guys next episode. Peace.